Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm, Counter-Chief from Team Shadowstrike, and I have a new awesome deck profile here for you guys. And as you guys know, it's set 15 meta. So as you can tell from this, obviously the title of the video that you clicked on, this is going to be a deck profile on my Monarch Sanctuary Alfred deck profile. Now I got to tell you, I've been now that I have this deck completed, and I did a lot of playtesting over the last few days. I have, this deck, guys. I knew the deck was going to be good. I never denied that Monarch would be good, but damn, this deck brings a new definition to the word busted at times, and luck sack. But, so anyway, guys, I'm going to jump right into this deck profile, and I'll explain my choices. Now, before I get into this, I built this deck profile, guys, as the #1 way to attack what I think is going to be classified as meta. Now, I'm going to be doing all kinds of new deck profiles, obviously, meta discussions, and what I think is the best decks of the format right now, like I always do, so you can be sure to check those out. So, to start off is the starter, and it is Yearning Liberator Aram. Now, this starter, he is so useful because he is like, he basically can get you a Blaster Blade whenever you want. Pretty much his ability is you move him into the soul, you search out a Blaster Blade Liberator, shuffle your deck, and then put Blaster Blade on top. I like that because it sets up for a lot of things. It can set up for a Monarch Alfred play, it can set up for a Gancelot call, it can set up for a lot of things. So I just like him. You can play Cheer Up Trumpeter if you want. I just don't really see the point in playing Cheer Up Trumpeter. I really don't, because he's going to be big anyway, so I really don't see the difference. I would much rather have access to Blaster Blade whenever I want, but that's just me. So if you want to play Cheer Up Trumpeter, I'm not saying that's a bad choice. That's just, this is my preference. Then for triggers, nothing's really changed. 4 Epona, 4 of this critical trigger. I can't fucking wait until the next Liberator trigger comes out for the Bluish Flames. I fucking hate this one. 4 Armed Liberator Gwydion, and 4 of the cute little Napgall Liberator. He's a sleeping puppy. So, and I really mean it. Strike Liberator. I hate this. I hate his name. I hate his artwork. Just, ugh. Grade 1s. 4 copies of Halo Liberator Mark. I'm sorry, I'm still not playing Quintet Walls. I like Quintet Walls once Legion gets here, but not before. Which, by the way, there will be a discussion video more on my opinion of everything and how close Legion really is to us. But, yeah, 4 Halo Liberator Mark, 4 Perfect Guard. That's what I would play. 4 copies of the most broken-ass Grade 1 that there ever has been, and probably will be for a long, long time. 4 white Rainbow Liberator Ballon. Now, you might be if you're a Liberator player, then you know what this is. His ability, or you might know why this thing is so busted. Or you might if you're not, but anyway. Basically, his ability is when he's on the rear guard, is when Blaster Blade is placed on the rear guard, you may unflip a damage. Now, that might sound familiar, because there's a card in Shadow Paladin that is similar, but it is named Dorrant. And it, for Dorrant, Blaster Dark must be called in front of Dorrant. He just has to be on the field. So, he can be over here, Blaster Blade can be over here, you can unflip 1 damage, or you can have 3 Ballon in your back row, as all 3 of your back row boosters, and 1 Blaster Blade is called, you unflip 3 damage. That's why this card is so stupid, and so much better than Dorrant. If you have 3 of these on the field, the turn you use Monarch's effect, you basically unflip all 3 of them that you paid to do Monarch's skill if Blaster Blade shows up, which there are thousands of ways to make sure that he does. But this card is stupid. Play 4. For the rest of the Grade 1s, I'm playing 4 copies of May Rain Liberator Bruno. This is good because if it's called off the top of the deck with Monarch, since all 5 rearguards hit the field at the same time, he will get 3,000 power for every other card that's called. So if you call a grand total of 5, he gets 12,000 extra power. So he becomes a 19k booster or a 19k attacker that turn, which is something that I don't think is smart to turn down. So 4 Bruno is smart. Now you might be noticing something. I don't play Marin anymore. Marin is still a good option, but I started thinking there is a, for my last 2 grade 1s, I really wasn't sure because I play 4 perfect, 4 of the damage on Flipper, and 4 Bruno, and that leaves me 2 slots for my grade 1s that I wanted, and I was trying to think what was the best thing, and then I decided to test play a card, and I'm so glad I did because this is now the permanent. These are now going to probably stay in here, and that is 2 copies of Starry Sky Liberator Guinevere. Now, if you do not know what this does, basically when she is placed in the Guardian Circle, you may counterblast 1, and she gains 5,000 power in her shield for every, is it Gold Paladin? Yeah, for every Gold Paladin rearguard you have. So if you have a full field, she goes from 5, and then she gains 25. She can guard it for 30,000 by herself. So with, if you're guarding an 11k, so guard, so 16, and then plus 25, so that's 36, 40. She can guard up to 41,000 if you have a full field for the cost of 1 counterblast. This is my quintet wall. Because against Rebirth, this would save you because it might help you guard against one of his attacks. It could help you guard against, just a lot of things that get big. It could help, maybe if you face a Drag Ruler deck, it could guard his attack. This card, in my opinion, is definitely a keeper. It has saved me a couple of times, and I freaking love it. Not that I do miss Marin, but I tried to build this deck as consistent as I can. I thought about only playing 2 Bruno, but I want 4 Bruno. You want 4 of the damage on Flipper, so I prefer playing 2 Guinevere over 2 Marin. That's just me. For grade 2s, 4 copies of Blaster Blade Liberator. So, now I want to say something real quick. If you have 1 Blaster Blade Liberator SP, let me know, because I have 3, and then I have 1 trial deck. I hate having this in my deck as a trial deck one, even though this one sometimes does pop up a whole lot more than these. I want 4 Blaster Blade Liberator SPs, so if you do have a Blaster Blade Liberator SP and you want to trade it, please let me know. I really want one, or I'll probably just end up like ordering one from somewhere, but 4 Blaster Blade, but this is a given with 4 damage on Flippers and a Monarch Alfred deck, right? 4 copies of Liberator of Royalty Fallon, 12k attackers. Now, again, you want your 12k attackers. So pretty much what this deck does, guys, is you're going to establish a field, eventually by the time you ride grade 3, and then you're just going to continue to regenerate and protect it. But that's what Liberators always do, and then you're going to do some sort of ability where you're going to gain a lot of power, and then you're going to make a huge push. All Liberator decks, whether it was the original Alfred, whether it was Garmor, whether it was, Gancelot Zenith, or whether it's now Monarch Alfred, it is still the same thing. You're going to establish a field, protect it, regenerate the pieces that are retired or picked off, and then gain power for it. So... And then the 3 copies of Liberator Star Rain Trumpeter. Very, very good card because she helps you recycle your Blaster Blades. Her ability is whenever she's placed on the rear guard, you may choose a Blaster Blade Liberator from your soul or from your drop zone, put it on the top of your deck. Make sure you do that because there's a lot of people who will rule shark you over that. Put it on top of your deck, then shuffle your deck, and then Superior Call the top card of your deck. So it helps you get Blaster Blades back in the deck, and it gets you a free Superior Call, and you might get lucky. So I play 3 of her, So. Now for grade 3s. This is the part that can get tricky, because okay, you remember me, guys, when I was giving you an update on my Eradicator deck. Eradicators is basically Toolbox. Well, now, Liberators are kind of too, because you have your main card, but, you also want to have, a couple backups. So, I play 2 copies of Solitary Liberator Gancelot, and I play 2 copies of Liberator of Bond's Ganslot. So I play 2 of each Ganslot. So, Break Ride and the Cross Break Ride. Now, if this is your Vanguard, and you ride Monarch on top of it, yeah, the Vanguard gains 10k, but it's not good if you're planning on using Monarch that turn. So if you do Break Ride Monarch on top of him, don't use Monarch's turn skill that turn unless, you have to. But, because then it's still a free 10k to Alfred, so hey, it's not, it's still, kind of good. Well, it's 10k, so it is still good. But anyway, and then, you can use Zenith to help you call out some good rear guards. But I wanted to build this deck, like, if I was going to compete in a tournament where I knew a lot of players are going to be playing meta, it was going to be consistent, because here is my problem. For my last grade 3s, I'm playing 4 copies of Liberator, Monarch, Sanctuary, Alfred. Now, before I read his effects, you only need 3. You only technically need 3 Alfred. And if I only had 3, what I would do probably is play 3 of the Break Ride, 2 Zenith, and 3 Alfred. Because at least this, it would give your rear guards boost, so you could just push for high numbers one turn and then do the effect. Then, maybe you could ride into Zenith, again, and then into Monarch if the situation played out that way. But the reason I'm playing 4 Liberator, Monarch, Sanctuary, Alfred is if you are playing against Link Joker. Because let's be honest, guys, Glendios is popping up out of boxes in set 15 like fucking crazy. Where is it? Where is he? Like, guys, you remember the video that I made when I said I had had 1 Glendios? I now have 3. This guy is I bought 1 box Saturday. And I did it, and I didn't put it on camera, and I wish I would have. I wish I would have. And, shame on me. I was really pissed at myself afterwards. Me and my friends, we are talking. I mean, I realize since this is not on camera, there's no record of it, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. We are talking about how broke Glendios is. Like, not how broke he is. I mean, how easy he is being pulled. It is insane. And I open the box. I take the cellophane off. I grab the top pack on the left side of the box, open it up, Glendios. And I'm like, the fuck? And one of those Dragonic Overlord SPs that was in my Rebirth deck profile, he was in that same box, and one of these Monarchs. So in one box, I got a Glendios, an SP Overlord, and a Monarch. And I'm like, why the hell did I not put this on camera? Because that's like an amazing box. So I was really pissed at that. But he is going to be around. Because with the rate he's being pulled, I had a friend who went to my locals and bought 3 boxes on release day. All 3 boxes had Glendios in it. It is insane how easy this guy is being pulled. So if you do go to one of the World Qualifiers, there's chances there are going to be Glendios there. Now, I know how to play against Glendios, but if I was going to be playing Liberators, I would play 4 Monarch. Let me explain why. You only need 3 again. That's all you need. If you have 3 Monarch, you can play the deck, and you can probably do very well. But I want to play 4. Because if they break ride Glendios and have 4 of my units locked, I don't want to have to say, okay, I only have 3 Monarch in the deck, I've damage checked 1, I discarded 1 earlier for a perfect guard, and now there's only 1 left in my deck. This is here, so when I get a Monarch, I can literally just hold on to it. Or if it's the first grade 3 I ride and I've already used his skill once and I only have one card left in the soul, I can ride another one to use his skill. I'm playing for Monarch because I want to get to him as quickly as possible in every deck, in every matchup. Because you never know when A, you need a field, B, you need to make a giant push, or C, if you're playing against Mega Colony and you want to unparalyze your units because you can win that turn, he can help you. Or if you're about to lose because of World's End, he can bail you out. So that's why I'm playing for Monarch. Now, you can only play 3, and you can probably still do very, very well. I'm not denying that. But I want to play 4 because I want to ensure that I get him and I have an extra one in my hand. That's just me. So, I mean, if I didn't have it, what I would probably do would be drop one of, for the extra 8th grade slot, I would put in an extra Break Ride Ganslot or an extra Zenith. Probably a Break Ride, but, you know, that's your preference. But that's just me. Oh, now let me read Monarch's effects. I still haven't read his effects, but okay, his ability is Ultimate Break, which means you have to be at 5 damage. When your Blaster Blade Liberator is placed on rear guard from your deck, this unit gets plus 10k and plus 1 crit. That's okay, but that's not the real reason that Alfred is in this deck. His life-saving skill, Liberator Lock, as they say on the anime. His ability is Limit Break, Counterblast 3, and Soul Blast 2. Put all of your rear guards and locked cards on the top of your deck in any order. Then look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, search for up to 5 cards with Liberator in its card name from among them, call them to separate rear guards, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. So basically, if you have 5 rear guards, you're going to Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 2, put them on top of your deck, and then call them right back. But it breaks locks, it breaks the paralyzation if you're playing against Mega Colony, or if you only have 2, it gets you 3 more options of cards on the field. You might get a Blaster Blade, you might get a Bruno, you might just get something really good. But then his third ability is during your turn, this unit gets plus 1,000 for each of your rear guards. So he gets to 16 by himself if you have a full field, and then you're going to be boosting him with at least 7k, so he'll be hitting for 23 by himself. But that's why I play for Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, because I want to ensure that I get to him as quickly as possible if I do face a matchup where I'm going to want him. The main 2 that you're going to want to watch out for are Link Joker. The main 3 that you're going to want to watch out for is Link Joker, Mega Colony, and anything that causes massive retirement like Kagero or Narukami. That's just me. Like I said, you can play only 3 Monarch if you want, but my take on the deck is I would play 4 if you have 4 available to you, just to ensure that you get to it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. So in the comment section below, I'm going to be doing a instructional video on this one, just like I am with my Rebirth deck. So any question regarding this deck, whether other card options, other strategies, ways to beat it, ways to deal with it, I don't care. Any question that you have regarding a Monarch Sanctuary Alfred deck, leave it below, and I will answer any and all questions that you have in the instructional video, where I will be showing you a few combos, other card choices, or other things that you can do. If there's a certain thing you want me to show, make sure to ask. I will be showing as much as I can think that is relevant. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you guys later.